Alright, real quick, I'm gonna go over the little map review for Villa. So, first off, mid fights. Our default mid, um, don't take default too seriously though, because we run each mid about half of each. So we'll really see whatever works best against our opponent. But default is right. I'll go out this way. The other mid, we're actually gonna roll out this way instead. We go through library, up through here, through library. And then our scouts are going to take ground like around here. 6 rows going to be out there. Soldiers might end up here. This is a bomb that I can't do, but it's pretty big. It's sort of more of a semi-passive mid, but we're definitely going to be expecting Soup to call for a double bomb or a single soldier bomb at some point in the mid, 'cause it's pretty effective here. And if we start pushing them in our direction, then it could be good to get really aggressive to secure the mid quickly and in a way where they don't have time to get their med out and stuff like that and really turn it into a roll. I'm going to be trying to really focus my brain on protecting med. I'm going to stay up here and watch for what their soldiers are doing. If they're close to positions where they can bomb, I'm going to get really ready. If they're not able to bomb at all, then I'll move further forward and possibly spam over here. Another good thing for probably scouts for the most part is coming under here. This is pretty good for getting some surprising damage. People who are back here won't really be able to see you if they're looking up at the sky. Even if they're not, they might just not really be looking down there that much. So you can get some surprise damage in and then back up. Also, being up here is good, which will happen a lot in our other mid. So 6 row is always going to be coming this way, I think. But our alternative mid is to have our whole team roll out through here. No, Shutter. No, we're rolling out Shutter. Yeah, because we're going this way. Right here. And this is going to be a pretty aggressive mid. If they're playing, like, the passive mid that I discussed, then it might not be a super fast mid, but otherwise it's probably going to be over pretty quick. Yeah, this is a great space for a scout to be on. You can then hop up on here if you want to be really in their face. Soldiers bomb right in. Just really explosive, a lot of quick damage. When we come in here, we don't want to like step back onto low ground for the most part. Being up here is pretty good. You can kind of use the cover of the high ground and then shoot them over it. But this leaves us like basically on the point. So we're super far forward. If they don't immediately aggress onto us, then we'll probably win. So they're probably likely to be aggressive. And so since we're so far forward, it's probably going to be a very fast mid. Soldiers are definitely going to be ready to bomb. Wondering if you could even, wow, kind of get deep behind them if they're all up here in the zone back here. Be an extra distraction. That could be useful. A good roamer play. But anyway, those are our two mids. One's a little bit more aggro, one that's more passive. Either way, if we, let's say we win the mid fight and we have add now, our default add push into second is going to be to try and cut them off. This is really powerful here. Let's get a bird's eye view of this. So you can kind of see through here actually. Right there. Right here. This is basically where they have to get to escape. They're going to be out there holding if they're not that smart. And this is why we do this push. So then they have to get to like right around here is when they're safe. And look at like our path here. It's super short. It's just right through here. And then once we're through this door, we can even already start shooting them. And their path is from over here. Like we have a closer path to there, or it's almost exactly the same. Either way, if they're holding here with disad and we get into library and we see this, we've already won. We should just be a matter of cutting them off. If they try and like evade out this way, this is not good for them. They don't have Uber. They're stuck in behind us with their entire team. It's going to get messy for them, and they're probably going to lose that fight since we have Uber and they don't. More likely, though, they're disad, and so they try to run away, and then we catch them. And the idea is that we start a roll. We don't let them escape. We get their medic. We use Uber if we have to. We're totally fine with using Uber. This is a fight. We probably will. Yeah, and we roll them, cap the point, take last. That's our default. The other add second push is the opposite. It's to take advantage of teams that like are afraid of that sort of thing and they're playing more passively. Um, and then we'll come in through Fountain, which is great because this second point is really big. This is like if I'm standing out here, those guys are pretty far away from me. I'm not really that scared of them yet. They cannot be defending me from all the way over there. So we're gonna have our scouts kind of like get up on here, have our medic come behind them, and we're gonna be really watching for hiders, of course. That hiding spot. We check that hiding spot every time we go through big door. Let's get in the habit of doing that because we kept on having people. Fucking no? Is that not? This not where he was? Was he on here? Did I just punch something? Weird. He must have just been on here then. Okay, whatever. Oh, okay, he's doing this. Yeah. Anyway. We come in this way. Scouts are watching for hiders, watching for bombers. Just keep our medic alive. The idea here is that we don't have to use Uber. And then I want to have like our explosive classes like be scary. Make a lot of a presence. Definitely just convince them to leave. And then don't die. Their mindset right now is, I mean, imagine how we feel when we're Uber Disad and like an official and we're saying like, oh, okay, we don't get rolled here. Don't let them fight us. You know, we have to get out with Uber. If we can get there, it's nice. But really, we just want to not get rolled here. And so if we come flying in, they're crazy soldiers, getting lots of altitude, shooting rockets, just taking space, and our medic is far back and protected, then I suspect they will just leave, which is what we want. Yeah, so if a team is playing pretty aggressively in these situations, then we're going to try to cut them off. If they're trying to play really passive, then we'll take advantage of that by walking all over them and not using Uber at all. When we're holding, as you might guess, we're not going to be up here because you can get cut off. We're going to be down here, which does mean that they could get in here without using. There are, however, a good deal of good roamer hiding spots. If anyone else has any ideas for things to do when we're passive and we want to get an Uber out, other than having a roamer hide, I'm all ears. But yeah, that's about it. That and sticky bombs. Yeah, we want to be here because now this is where we're trying to escape to. We're super close to it. We've got a shutter door to protect us. Much better. But yeah, we're not defending the space out there, which isn't really going to happen either way. But we live with our medic, which is more important. So this is our passive hold on second, is down here. Assuming we have disad. Let's say we hold passively, we get out. Now we're going to be holding last. Let me see. So we had me on scout watching this closely, and from now on I will make sure to double check with people when I die so that there's someone else watching this, because that was the problem that happened last time. I think Nines should stand here. We had him up here earlier, but the problem with that is this. It's just that a soldier can just appear, and that's just too easy of a force. You can't count on a down man to necessarily, you know, he could clear the traps. 6-row can't necessarily blow him up, and even if there are people close by, he only has to have 2 rockets, and he can be on us instantly. It's too much. So I think back here is better. A little bit more shielded. I don't think that's as easy of a bomb for him. Apparently not for me. Yeah. Scout can really deny him well. So 6-row back here, 9's back here. 6-row, I believe, was playing up here, sticking this and this. Yeah, Soup is up here, soldier. And then we have our, roamer up here. This is a good spot for blowing that stuff up. And finally, flank scout would be here by default. But that's one of the least important positions. So if we have like an engineer or a heavy, then that might be the one that doesn't get played. But that's our standard last hold. If we have disad, we're not going to be holding that far forward because everyone will die. So we'll be like hanging out back around here. This is pretty good You can still shoot people and stuff, and you can also hide behind this stuff. We can have a engineer putting a dispenser and a sentry gun. We can have a heavy like revved up right here, and then he just steps out really quick, and he's 450 in their face. Yeah, this is just good cover. They're likely to be pushing through one of these two entrances are really popular. For our, let's turn it around. Let's say we're attacking. Um, our standard default Uber ad last push is gonna be through here. Use right as we go through this, and yeah, I mean look at this. It takes like 2 seconds to walk up onto the point. You can clear everyone off of it, and this is a really defendable point. It's high ground, which on a lot of maps you might notice like the point is kind of low ground, or it's kind of a spot where it's easy to shoot. On this map, it's pretty defendable. That's like, you know, you can definitely hold your ground up here, whereas like these people are kind of like below you. Yeah, there you go, right here. Like, how am I gonna splash someone who's standing right here, looking at me? I'm not necessarily gonna have any way of splashing him, whereas he can easy splash me. They can put stickies up on this stuff. Six in the point. So with our Uber, we're gonna want to use through here, clear everything off the point, kill whatever's right here, and just start capping it, and have maybe another Uber person like kill whatever is right close by. But you know, don't go running off over here and then having your Uber fade when you're like out of position. Because what's the point of being invincible if you don't use the invincibility to get to a good spot? So yeah, we're gonna bait this point, cap it fast. Our alternative push is up through here, and that is because this area is really powerful. You'll notice that it's even higher up than the point. We have cover. We have just, you know, half the mid, or the last right here, and we didn't have to do that much to get it. So coming through here is pretty powerful. I'm just taking this space. That could be for a more drawn out fight. However, they can run sniper. You can be pretty far back, all the way here, seeing everyone in that doorway, contesting this stuff. If we see an enemy sniper, it can be kind of dangerous. That happened in our scrim. I believe he was like, was he over here? Yeah, I mean, he could just pop his head out here, and now it makes things difficult for us. Yeah, we were passive holding. We were back there, and a sniper appeared, and then we really got stuck back there. And then they were actually able to move their combo like up to here without being seen, and then they blew us up. So we could run counter sniper. This is a good last to snipe from because you can snipe from there and stuff. So countering a sniper definitely makes it much harder for them to snipe because they have to take out the sniper before they can be at all safe. But yeah, default with add. I guess that's default without add is up here. And if we're rushing it, let's just go shutter. Like if we're just trying to roll it in really fast and we're flying through here, it's pretty quick. Gets us in kind of deep. A little bit deeper than when they can start shooting you around here. But anyway, that's pushing last. And that is holding last. Clearing last. What did I come up with? I was going to cover dungeon. So when we're leaving last, I'm going to go through dungeon, meet back up with people up in here. And people would include 6-row, 9s. Just 6-row 9s? Yeah. Yeah, 6-row, 9s, potato. So that they're still kind of together. They just take a slightly different route to make sure that's clear, although you should be able to see it for the most part. And then our flank goes up the flank. That'd be roamer and flanks go. And then the combo and stuff comes through here. And then we get to the point. Pretty simple. I don't think there are that many hiding spots, but keep your eyes open. When we're holding second, I think I discussed that. Right? Maybe I didn't. I'm up here. This is a normal second hold. This is a spot I like to be. You can see a lot of things. If they try and bomb 9s, I can definitely be in a great spot to deny it. Can step up here if I need to. I think we had 6-row around here or something. Trapping off big door. I'd like to see him also rotate into fountain maybe and put a little bit of sneaky traps in here. Yeah, I mean, if you're like hanging out in Big Door for a while, it's a stalemate. Just slink off over here when they're not looking, and then suddenly there's a sticky trap in a spot where they wouldn't expect a sticky trap to be. Great way to get an easy pick. A lot simpler and safer than going for some roam or sack. If they see your trap, then okay, whoops, just go back. You're not dead. So 6 rows guarding Big Door. Really lock that thing down. Got our flank. Ace cover in library. And 9s around here. When we're on mid, and it's even, we're going to have our flank around here. Our demo here. I guess that'd leave. Well, I guess we'll want our flank to actually be guarding both here and here. Let's say, let's put roamer here, roaming soldier, because this is a pretty tight area. As a scout, trying to hold this will not be very good. You could definitely get killed in here. These tiny little areas, you have nowhere to dodge. I'd rather have our roamer here. You could blow up these tiny doorways pretty safely from back here, and definitely do a great job of contesting anyone that tries to come in. Whereas this area in Fountain is wide open. There's more space for scouts to move around. So we'll have our flank scout over here. And then I'll be rotating between these two. So we could have double scout plays in here. Bait someone in, or just, hold back, wait. I guess it's still bait. Whatever. Communicate, get something done, be creative, try things. Use your brain. I love to see it, whatever you have to offer. 6 rows here. Soups here. Pretty good. Our passive... We were by Big Door, I think. That was our passive hold. We could have 9s back here. We could still have people up here and stuff. It's a little bit dangerous. Depends on what class you are, but... Yeah, it's our passive mid. Doesn't happen that often, but whatever. Alright, what have I covered? I've covered... pushing into mid. Probably Big Door. If we have an advantage and we're pushing, let's just go with Big Door by default. Fountain as our other one. Again, not the most common situation. We went through pushing through seconds. Is that everything? I think that's pretty close. Whatever, that's close enough. Alright, that's my review.